Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. We are so excited to have our next guest joining us. Yes, we're talking about savoring our life with our professional of the year, our speaker, author, life coach, and successful woman and mother, Savor Life with Diana. She's here today to talk more about the life coaching services she's offering and, of course, how she's really helping so many of us out there who are ambitious, trying to strive and to, do our best in life. But, we get a little burnt out. So she does so many things from coaching, retreats, and today, obviously, we're going to talk to her more about this, get to know her if it's your first time listening, and also about conquering self-doubt, which is something I think all of us could benefit from because we've all been there and probably on a daily basis sometimes we go into the self-doubt mode. So Diana Bejasa, thank you so much for being back here. Would you mind just introducing yourself to everyone?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Diana Bejasa. I am a life coach, speaker, former investment banker, former chef, living in Hawaii. And what I love to do is I love to help ambitious business owners to avoid burnout, to boost their productivity, and to achieve sustainable success by their terms.
Perfect. And savorlifewithdiana.com?
Yes. Savor Life with Diana, SAVOR, Life with Diana.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're excited that you're back here to talk today. Tell us a little overview about this self-doubt and how you can help us build on our confidence.
So I find that there are a lot of reasons that people never actually achieve their dreams. A lot of people think that they need more confidence before they can take action. They think that they see other people who are doing the things and they think, oh my God, they're so confident. That must be so easy for them. And then I also find that they think that their own self-doubt is a weakness and that it's a sign that they shouldn't move forward. And I find that these are things that keep people stuck. So today we're going to talk a lot about how to overcome those, how to conquer that self-doubt so that we can build that unstoppable confidence.
Yay, I love it. So let's talk a little about this paradox here, right? What comes first, the chicken or the egg? Confidence. Tell us a little bit about that paradox. Thank you.
Yeah. So, a lot of people will look at me and they'll, and what I've achieved and think my confidence is, something that I've always had. And I am proud that I've had the confidence to walk away from my career on Wall Street, to move to Hawaii, to launch my coaching business, to step onto international stages as a speaker, but it wasn't always this way. Self-doubt wasn't just a companion on my journey. It was like a constant shadow. I remember when I wanted to launch my business, sitting with my journal, like staring at the blank page, like feeling the weight of, what if I fail pressing on my chest. I'm sure you felt that too before, Jill.
A lot of times, unfortunately. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm sure that you didn't have the confidence then that you have right now, right?
No, did not. You are right about that. Yep.
Yeah. And the thing that both of us know is that action doesn't wait for confidence. It's exactly what creates it. So when we're on the brink of something big, that shadow of self-doubt is going to try to hold us back. Our legs might feel heavy as if they're like buried in cement. We feel surrounded by these towering cliffs of fear and uncertainty. And that's where so many people end up stuck in a deep, dark hole of not achieving what it is they really want. But, if you've felt that cold sweat, the voice in your head saying, what if I can't do this? You're not alone. Like the thing is that we're not stuck. We have the power to expand, to achieve our dreams, even when our self-doubt is trying to keep us small. And the way I look at it is like, what if self-doubt isn't a roadblock, but the exact path to building the confidence that you've been searching for? What if you don't need another degree or more money or more time or more experience or more energy? What if you already have everything within you to climb out of that hole and reach the heights that you beyond what you've imagined? So today, I want to just share like how to turn that doubt into our greatest ally so we can build that unstoppable confidence that propels us towards our dream success.
Oh my goodness. I love it. And I'm really, rooting for those out there who feel like it's not possible. It is, and she's going to help us forge that pathway to really get out of our comfort zone, right? And to start those fires, as you say, of discomfort.
Yes. So let's talk about that confidence paradox, right? Action comes
Mm-hmm.
first and then follows. Then the confidence follows. So confidence never comes before you take action, right? So it's not like you want to wait till you're confident enough before you post the video, before you ask for the sale, before you launch the business. And this really reminds me of one of my clients. Her name is Jessica. When I first started working with Jessica, she was really, really dissatisfied in her job. She'd always had this dream of being a writer as a little girl, but based on where her life was, it just didn't seem like something she could pursue. You know, she had however many years working in finance. She lost touch with that dream. And when she came to me, um, when I asked her about what she'd love, starting to create something different, she couldn't even think of anything that she wanted.
Yeah.
She was hesitant to like pick up that pen, you know, like she didn't even think of writing as something that she could do. But through our work, as I was encouraging her to just start small, to think more about what she really wanted, she realized, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like I've had this dream since I was a little girl, um, but it doesn't seem like I'm good enough. It's been so long since I did anything, any writing or anything. So I just encouraged her, start small, write just a few sentences a day. And at first, she was feeling insecure, like her writing wasn't good enough, but
Yeah.
she persisted. And as she did that, even though she wasn't feeling confident, that's when her writing improved. And with every small win, with every little story that she'd written, her confidence grew, and she was able to rediscover that joy that she felt writing when she was a child, dancing when she was a child. And the key here was taking action before she felt confident.
Yeah.
Jessica didn't wait for that perfect moment or until she felt ready. She started where she was, right? And the confidence that followed was a result of her consistent effort. So today she's writing, she's sharing her stories with the world, something that she completely thought was impossible.
Wow. And
Yeah.
here, I love hearing these stories. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And we're going to
Yeah.
turn all that self-doubt around, and you're
Yes.
unstoppable here. SavorLifeWithDiana.com. If you are just tuning in, we are talking today about confidence and how she's helping people build that up, because it is possible. And, you owe yourself to have one life to live and to make the best of it. So tell us more.
Yeah. So start before you're ready. Set those small, manageable goals that,
Mm-hmm.
that you can achieve quickly, and then allow for your confidence to grow with each little bit of success, right? Because the only place where action comes before confidence is in the dictionary. Confidence never comes before action. Action is the catalyst for confidence.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, it is. So how do we tell us the action? What are the steps?
Yeah, well, you know, there are definitely steps for us to take. For everybody, it's different based on what your dream is, right? But think about a time that you didn't take action because you weren't confident. Like, imagine what could have happened if you just started. So, really looking at and understanding, yes, we don't want to just focus on thinking that we'll take action later. The confidence isn't going to come until you take action. And those steps, right, that we need to take, they often come with discomfort. And it's in this discomfort that the real magic happens. So let's talk a little bit about how to forge this unshakable confidence in the fire of discomfort.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, right, like they look at somebody else who's achieved something like you, Jill, your years in TV, all that. And people look and I'm sure they think like, wow, like that just must be so easy for Jill.
No.
She must be so comfortable all the time. That's how she's able to do this. Is that the case, Jill?
Yeah, no, no. I mean, I naturally was very outgoing, but no, it took years of looking back and like watching like stuff in the beginning, like how I used to talk. I'm like, how did this? It takes years. It takes practice. It takes trial and error, right? Looking at
Yeah.
yourself, being embarrassed that I should have, could have done something, but it's called experience, life experience. And you got to get out of that comfort zone, which is not always easy to put yourself out there in any career, any field, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. It reminds me of one of my clients. His name is Tristan. When he was just starting his new business, he was struggling with significant debt. He found himself in a really low place. overwhelmed with self-doubt, questioning whether he could succeed under such huge pressure. And when we started to work together, I helped him with creating this clear vision of his financial freedom and his business success. And as much as he faced discomfort, I encouraged him to face it head on, looking at, the details of what he really wanted to create, crafting a plan, and taking bold action despite that fear. And he was absolutely uncomfortable. But having somebody there to root for him in those moments when he wanted to quit helped him keep going. So eventually, through this process, as Tristan was using the Manifest Your Dreams journal, writing every day what it was he really wanted, visualizing what he dreamed of, he actually literally saw part of his dream come to life. He received a check, this is part of his vision, in the mail that cleared his debt. And as he kept moving forward through that doubt and fear, his company has since grown to span multiple islands here in Hawaii. He has several employees, and he's serving an even larger clientele on a larger scale than ever before.
Wow.
So it's really just like you said, right? It's about embracing that discomfort. It's about doing it imperfectly and realizing that this is a necessary part of growth. When we confront those challenges directly and take action, even when we feel the self-doubt and the fear, that's when we build the confidence and the resilience to achieve our vision. So now that's how today Tristan is a successful business owner known for his resilience, his ability to thrive under that pressure.
Wow. That's true. Oh my goodness. It's so hard because how do you do it, right?
Yeah. Well, so the way that I think it always looks hard, right? But I think for me, one of the things that's really helped is this reframe. So when I look at discomfort as a sign that I'm growing, then when I'm faced with a challenging situation, I just break it down into small steps and I tackle it methodically. So I look at true confidence like building muscle, right? It's built in the gym of discomfort. And the heavier that you lift, the stronger that you're going to become. It's
Yeah.
not a matter of thinking that, like, oh, the 100-pound weight is going to be lighter later. Like it's only going to
Yeah,
get
right.
heavier if you don't do anything. It's about building that little bit of muscle, starting with the 5 pounds, the 10 pounds, the 15, the 20, wherever you are. And the heavier that you continue to lift, the more that you are going to gain the muscle and the capability to lift that 100 pounds.
Yeah. Got me start thinking I need to work out now too.
I know what you mean.
Do you work out, by the way?
I do. I'll say it's a little tough sometimes with the baby. I'm still working on figuring out how to add more of that back in. I did a lot
And
when
how
I
to get
was
more time in
pregnant.
my day as a mom. How
Yeah,
am I going to like just shower, brush my teeth, the basics? You can't even do the
yeah,
basics. I'll never forget that.
exactly. I'm just thrilled that I brushed my teeth and I showered every kind of days
Amen.
sometimes, right?
I
So
know exactly how you
yeah,
feel. I remember I was being a single mom and I had my boy and
yeah.
I just will never forget. I kept telling like my family, I said, I don't have time to shower. I'm like, I can't even shower. I'm so scared. I'm new. I'm by myself in the apartment with this baby. I'm like, I don't have time to shower. I put the baby on the floor, it starts crying. I can't, I'm like overwhelmed. I commend you on being a single mom like this. It's a lot. I get it. I
Yeah,
get it. Working out,
yeah.
haven't worked out since 2014. My son is 9. So see what happened once I had kids? I couldn't.
Well, you still look fabulous,
I'm
Jill.
just genetically lucky to be thin, but it doesn't mean I'm healthy. But oh,
Yeah. And for our listeners, right, like think about a time that you've been in an uncomfortable situation, right? What's the uncomfortable situation maybe you're avoiding right now? And what if this, instead of being the roadblock, could be your gateway to new growth, right? Because true confidence, it's not born in our comfort zone, like you're saying, Jill, right? It's forged in the fire of your greatest challenges. This is where that metal transforms, right? So when you lean into that discomfort, that's where you unlock the strength that turns obstacles into opportunities.
beautifully said. I love that. Obstacles into opportunities. O to O. All right. All right.
Yeah. And what I find too is that as we're pushing through that discomfort, you may find that self-doubt actually becomes less of a barrier and more of a catalyst for your next big breakthrough. So let's talk a little bit about turning self-doubt into your superpower for next level growth.
Yay! Let's do it. But before we do that, tell us how we can reach you, Diana.
Absolutely. Go to savorlifewithdiana.com, or you can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook at SAVOR Life with Diana.
Bring it
All
on.
right.
Let's turn that self-doubt. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So a lot of times we feel this self-doubt and we think that it's a sign that we're weak. And we think that it's a sign that we should not keep going. We think that something's telling us like, you know, like something is, that we don't need to keep going, right? And this reminds me a lot of my client, Jeff. So Jeff, when we first started working together, before that, he had been dreaming of transitioning his business from like wedding photography and videography to film. And we worked together during COVID when the movie theaters and the film festivals were completely shut down. So was the wedding industry. There was no end in sight. And so he wasn't really sure what he wanted to do. And what I did with Jeff was I encouraged him to reconnect with his mission. And his
Okay.
mission was to create media that features underrepresented voices in front of and behind the camera. And as he started to remember his why, the reason that he was doing this, he started to think outside the box and actually ended up launching his first film in a really unconventional way, leveraging online platforms. And despite that self-doubt, wondering if anyone would show up or even appreciate the movie, he just pushed forward, using that doubt as a motivator to innovate and to reach his audience in creative ways, since many of the traditional ways were not available during the height of COVID.
Got
So
it.
as a result, his film reached tens of thousands of people, also led to new opportunities. His work was featured in various film festivals and opened doors for even greater success in his new field, including like different TV shows and other film projects that have come since.
Oh my goodness. I love this. I love this. What else? I want to hear more stories.
Yeah, well, so I just want to share, Jeff's story, right? This is proof that
Yeah.
self-doubt can be harnessed as a powerful motivator when we reconnect with our mission. So instead of seeing that self-doubt as something that we have to overcome, we can use it just like Jeff did to fuel our drive to innovate and succeed, right? When Jeff thought about his mission to uplift these underrepresented voices, he realized it wasn't just about himself. It wasn't just about his self-doubt and his fear and his what if he fails. It was about him pushing other people up. It was about him elevating the stage for those people, for people who deserve to be heard and to be seen and to have their work recognized. And as he did that, that is how he transformed from wedding photographer, videographer into a celebrated filmmaker, using his platform to amplify voices that often go unheard.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. Wow. And there's so many stories like that, not just in Hollywood, right? But you hear people who make it and they always talk about that, you know what? They didn't think they could. They didn't, there was like that little Thomas the Tank Engine, right? I think I can. I think I can. Turns into I know I can. I know I can. But some people don't know how to do it themselves. And you need that pep rally, that cheerleader, that coach behind you, that life coach next to you, guiding you along the way.
The thing that all of us have in common is that we all feel like we can't do it.
Yeah.
The thing that differentiates the people who do it and achieve it and achieve the success that they want and the people who never achieve the success that they want is that the people who achieve the success that they want, they tried and they
Yeah.
kept on going. That's the big difference. We're all going to feel the fear. We're all going to be doubtful that it's going to happen. The only difference is that some of us are willing to be uncomfortable and to stumble and to make mistakes and to, like you were mentioning when you look at your first videos, right? Like cringing at some of
Totally.
the things that you now see and are like, oh my God, I would never do that again. But how could you have that awareness of I'm never going to do that again if you didn't do it in the first place?
True. You're right. Oh,
So self-doubt is not a hindrance. It's a sign that you're pushing your boundaries, right? It's a sign that you're at the boundary of between the life that you know, your comfort zone, and where you really want to be. And when you use that mission and self-doubt as a catalyst, you're able to explore new ideas and push your work to the next level. Because self-doubt, it's not a stop sign. It's a green light to push your limits. And when you turn that self-doubt into fuel, that is your fastest route to growth.
Beautiful. Thank you. Wow. All right. This is good stuff. But people say, but probably not in your
Yes.
vocabulary, right? But how? But why? But I'm scared. But for those out there who are fearful, what do you say?
I say, I think of something that my mentor, Lisa Nichols, taught me, which was that when you're taking a leap and pursuing your dreams, you hold fear in one hand and faith in the other. To think that you're going to do this without fear is wrong. Fear is always going to be a constant companion with you. And so you have to look at transforming that relationship with fear, where it's not something that holds you back. It's an indicator, wow, I am stepping into something even bigger. And when you look at fear not as a foe, but as a friend, that means that you're pursuing your dreams, that you're doing something that's worthwhile, that you're expanding in some way, then is a little bit less adversarial, and it becomes a little bit more something that you relax into, knowing that fear is part of the journey.
Well, thank you. And I mean, we have 3 minutes left in the show. Unfortunately, it's like I just feel that you are, well, I know you are a strong woman and you're helping so many. And there's people out there who want to grow, want to get to that next level. And you know, you walk the walk yourself. For people who may not know, just could you just share a little bit of your journey, what you went through and how you were able to, you've been there. You didn't have that confidence either. You took on the role of being a mom, and could you just share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, there have been a million times in life that I've felt fear, that I've wanted to give up, that I've thought, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? There are ways even right now that I still feel that because I'm chasing dreams. And as long as I am chasing dreams, as long as I'm expanding and achieving something beyond what I've ever achieved before, I am going to feel that fear. I'm going to feel that doubt. And so when I'm not sure, when there have been moments in my life where I, especially with my young daughter, where I don't know how I'm going to make ends meet, when I don't know how it is that I'm going to be able to juggle her needs and my business needs and my self-care, like we were talking about earlier, that's when I say, okay, what if this is what it looks like when everything's working out? What if this is what it looks like, and I just have to find the solution? This is what it looks like when my dream is building. And when I start to shift into that mentality, it's almost like I'm able to look at myself in the story. And when we look at ourselves in the story, right? Like if you look at any epic life story, any epic journey, almost always it starts out with a person feeling fear.
Yeah.
And almost always at the end too, they have another moment where they've taken all these steps, they've done all the things, they feel like they're defeated and they're about to give up again. And what do they do in that moment, Jill, that leads them to the ending that they really want?
Well, they push forward. They keep
Yes.
going. And they know
Yes.
there may be more hurdles, but I've gotten over one. I can get over another maybe. Hey, I may do a little backstepping. But they know the risk of going forward is a good risk to try and to take it.
Yes. Yes. That self-doubt is not a dead end. It's a springboard for our
That's
greater mission.
you say it better than I do. Exactly. It's a springboard
Yeah.
to a better mission. It is. Yeah.
Yes. And so that's why it's so important to harness our self-doubt. Because then instead of it being that stop sign, like we said, it becomes our fuel that
Yeah.
propels us to heights that we never thought possible. So let's look at self-doubt not as the enemy, but our greatest ally in disguise. Don't wait for confidence to show up. Start taking action and turn that doubt into determination.
With the help of you, how do we do it?
Go to savorlifewithdiana.com. That's SAVOR Life with Diana. or check me out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Savor Life with Diana. Let's connect. Let's have a conversation about the doubts and the obstacles that you're facing. Let's transform them. Let's see what's on the other side of that fear together.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Dana. Looking forward to when we connect again, okay? You have a great day as always, filled with such energy, confidence, and you exuberate positivity. And it can happen to you, and it will. Give her a call. She's awesome. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Thanks, Jill.
Bye, Diana.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.